What's going on, everybody? Almost Counts Collectibles here, and in this video we're going to be going through a couple of boxes of a PlayStation collection that we actually got for free. I'll tell you the story behind it once we go through it, but let's go ahead and go through these boxes and see what exactly is all in here. Now, I got this collection right before our last move, and I never actually went through all of it. I just looked in the top of the boxes. The person kind of told me what it was, that it was a PlayStation collection, but I don't know exactly what is in all of these boxes. And I'm finally getting around to unpacking stuff, setting the room up upstairs exactly how we want it and everything like that. So I'm finally ready to fully go through these boxes, figure out what's getting packed back away, what I might want to display and use. So let's go ahead and dive in and check this out. All right, so I've got the first box pulled over here. Now this box actually has a larger item in it, and I'm not sure if there's anything else in here or not, but we'll check it out in just a second. But in this first box, we have an inbox. Now this has been opened, I'm pretty sure. I see some duct tape on there. I'm pretty sure this has been used. But we have one of the V3 racing wheels for use with the PlayStation game console. From Interact up here in the corner. First of all, let me pull this aside. Let's see if there's anything else in this box. I don't see anything else in that box. So this first box, we got the V3 racing wheel. So very, very cool. I can't believe we actually got this stuff for free, but I will tell you the story behind it, like I said, here in a minute. But we have one of the pedal sets and racing wheels from the original PlayStation. And this box is in amazing condition. I never actually used one of these racing wheels for the PlayStation. I think I've only ever used one for like the Nintendo 64. But that is very, very cool to get our hands on. So I'm going to slide this aside. And let's slide the other box over here. And let's take a look in here. All right. Gonna hit the camera a few times there. Sorry about that. All right, so on top here, we have a Mad Catz joystick. So we have one of those large joysticks in there with all of the buttons and everything. Very, very cool. Yeah, even this box. I mean, the clear stuff is kind of been pressed down on a little too hard, but even this box is like, this originally was from KB Toys. I don't know if you guys can see right there, but it's got an old KB Toys sticker underneath. I'm kind of curious to see what this used to cost, if I can get this sticker off without causing any damage. It says make an offer. All right, well, I got that one up, but oh, I might be able to see it under $24.99 from KB Toys. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but underneath there it says $24.99. That's pretty neat. All right, so we got the joystick and the racing wheel. So let's go ahead and see what else we got. All right, I see a console. So right here, it's got a sticker with 20 bucks on it. Here is a blue, like the ice blue, clear, see-through PlayStation controllers inside there. So we have a controller. We've got a memory card. Looks like it's been opened, but we've got like one of the ice blue memory cards with a $20 price tag on it. EB Games. There's receipts in there. Another memory card. We've got a red one, PlayStation 1, with another $20 price tag. This is still sealed. This has never been opened. So that's pretty cool. A sealed Mad Catz PlayStation memory card. I see games. Let's see, we got some cords here. Oh, another controller. So we got some cords. We've got a controller with a bird on it, maybe a pelican. Yep, pelican. I'm guessing that's a PlayStation controller. Not really sure. I think it is. Could be a PlayStation 2, maybe, just because it's got the darker coloring, but I don't know. It said, I was told this was all PlayStation stuff, so I'm assuming that's for the PlayStation as well. Maybe you guys can let me know. I'm not sure. What else we got? We got games. Oh, we've got an AV splitter to hook up multiple, like, you know, your PlayStation 2, your DVD player, all that into one thing, and you just kind of switch them with the click of a button. I have a couple different ones of these. I don't have one by Dynex, it looks like, but always handy to have these. I might need this for my new setup I'm trying to do, so that's pretty cool. I see games in here. I see we have a PlayStation. So we have an original PlayStation. Thing looks amazing. Great condition. So we have the PlayStation. I see a bag with more stuff. What is this? Is it? Let's see. It says Guitar Hero. I don't know if that was Guitar Hero on the original PlayStation. It might have been. I don't remember. But it looks like we've got one of the little wireless adapters for a guitar. That might be a PlayStation 2 item. I'm not sure. All right, we're getting into the games. So we have some games here. We've got Top Gun. Man, these cases are in great condition. We've got Top Gun Fire at Will. I'm going to set these aside here. We've got Need for Speed 3. We've got Namco Museum Volume 1. We have Driver. We've got Mobile Armor. So I'm familiar with some of these games, like Driver. I've played that. I don't think I've played any of those other games we just saw there. V-Rally 2, Need for Speed. I just can't get over how good of condition these cases. I mean, they're not perfect, but Need for Speed V-Rally. What is this? G-Police. Excuse me. I have no idea what G-Police is. Looks like some sort of helicopter game. That looks pretty cool. We've got NASCAR 99. So a lot of car games. We've got Slam Scope. Some kind of like futuristic little ship game or something. We've got Ford Racing. What do we have here? We've got Driver 2. I actually have this game for PlayStation. I've still got like a handful of my old PlayStation games, maybe like 6 to 8 at the most. I don't have my original PlayStation anymore. Test Drive Off-Road 3. I got a PlayStation really late in the game. Test Drive Off-Road 2. Demolition Racer. So I didn't play PlayStation very long until I ended up getting a PlayStation 2. Test Drive 6. Couple more games it looks like right here. Gran Turismo 2. Gran Turismo 2, I think, was one of the most... it sold the most copies, I think, of any other game on the PlayStation. Was Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure it was 2. Gran Turismo 1 was probably up there. But, and speaking of Gran Turismo 1, there it is. So they had 1 and 2. The greatest hits version. Gran Turismo pretty much made PlayStation. If it wasn't for Gran Turismo, I don't know if the PlayStation would have been as such of a success as it was, but the racing games and car games like your Jet Motos, your Gran Turismos, a lot of those were a big part of the appeal of PlayStation. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that Gran Turismo 1 and 2 were two of the top 3 most selling games in history for the PlayStation. Let's see, what do we got here? We've got a controller. We got another controller in the bag here. So we've got 3 controllers total. Another memory card just fell out. So we have a memory card 2X. Let's see. It looks like that's everything in the box. We've got a bag. It looks like the manual. Yeah, here's the original PlayStation manual. There's a bag of, I'm going to set this down real quick. It looks like we just, in here, we have more cords. It looks like the power cord and the AV cord. So maybe we had multiple cords. This looks like it had $80 on it at one point. I'm guessing for the PlayStation and that stuff. But we got some stuff in the bag here. Let's see what this is. Looks like some demo discs maybe, or I don't know what, but let's see if we can get this out. So Walmart, always low prices. We've got Ape Escape, catch the demo disc inside. I'm gonna carefully take this rubber band off of here. So we've got a Ape Escape demo disc for PlayStation, requires a DualShock analog controller, so that's pretty cool. We have Demolition Racer, the soundtrack, not for resale. That's pretty cool. And I can feel the disc in there. We have Interactive CD Volume 7, so it looks like another demo disc, sampler disc. We've got Tekken 3, Blasto, Hot Shots Golf, and Gran Turismo on there. We let the holiday gameplay begin. We've got a, oh, this is cool, official PlayStation hint line access card. That's pretty neat. But this looks like it possibly came with the PlayStation. Maybe, I don't know. PlayStation Underground. We've got a couple demo discs, 1 and 2. Videos of Siphon Filter, Twisted Metal 3. We've got playable demos of Tomb Raider 3. NFL Blitz, some cool games on there. All right, so let me go ahead and get all this stuff back in the shot real quick of everything we just got in this PlayStation collection, and we'll be right back so we can tell you how we got this stuff. All right, well, I've got everything put back here that we just got out of that box. Very, very cool. I'm not super into the know when it comes to retro gaming and like what's super valuable and what's not. I mean, I've got a pretty decent idea on some things. I have no idea if any of this stuff is really like worth money. Now, obviously it's worth something, but I don't know if any of these like particular games or accessories or demo discs are like super valuable or not. You guys will have to tell me that. But I am starting to get back into the retro gaming. I want to go back and get some like old Xbox games, a couple 64 games I still never got my hands on. Just some stuff like that to go back and play, because modern gaming just doesn't do it for me anymore. I'd much rather go back and play the classics than spend any time at all or money on a lot of stuff today. I just don't get excited about video games anymore like I used to. And I would much rather go back and play stuff like this than spend the money and time on anything that's really coming out today or over the last 5 to 10 years, really. But let me tell you how I got my hands on this and how I got it for free. So before we moved, I actually had a neighbor, an elderly lady, that lived right next door to me, and she had this very large tree in her backyard. It was taller than her 2-story house. It was probably, I don't know, this tree was probably 25, 30 feet tall easily, and it was very close to her house. I'm talking like within 10 feet of her house. And the tree was very old. It was becoming dangerous. It was said that it could have, any storm that could have came through could have knocked this tree over, and it would have done an immense amount of damage to her home if it would have fallen into it. Well, my neighbor was an elderly lady, and she lived on a fixed income, and it was pretty much just her. And she actually had someone come look at it, and they quoted her, and I don't know if this might have been a completely fair quote. I'm not in the tree cutting down service. I don't know exactly, you know, the cost of that or what's fair, what's not. But I'm pretty sure her quote was between like $2,500 to $3,000 for them to cut this tree down. Now, I'm assuming the fact that it was so close to her house, there was no way to really get any trucks or anything back there. Probably all played a factor into the price of that, just to be fair. But she did not have $2,000 to $3,000 to give someone to cut a tree down, and she was very worried and stressed out about this tree. So one day after work, I went over and took a look at it, and I'm not an expert tree cutting person, and I highly advise anyone to do your research. Be very cautious when it comes to cutting down a tree or taking down a tree, especially near someone's home. There's a lot of risks and a lot of potential bad things that could happen if you mess that up. So just keep that in mind. But, you know, I did a little bit of research. I've cut trees down before, nothing of this magnitude or close to a house like this. But I was able to take my equipment, my chainsaw, my ropes, and I was able to very carefully get her tree cut down completely. You know, I cut up all the logs. I stacked it all at the back of her property if she wanted to sell them, whatever the case was, cleaned up her yard. I even able to cut the stump out. And I was able to take care of all of that for her. It took me a couple days to complete everything, but I was able to take care of her tree for her. And I did it absolutely for free, you know, just to help her out. So when we were moving, she was trying to go through a lot of things and get rid of a bunch of stuff. And apparently this was one of her family members. I don't know if it was, remember if it was her brother's, or what the case was, but she had these PlayStation items, and she happened to ask me, like, do your kids like video games? And I was like, well, yeah, but I love video games. Like, what are you talking about? What do you got? She's like, well, I have something I want to give you. You know, it's kind of, I guess, as payment for helping her out with her tree. So she's like, you know, do you have any boxes or anything? Because she really didn't have put all this stuff in, but we were getting ready to move, so I had a few of these boxes. So I took her some boxes, and then she told me to come pick it up the next day. And I went over, and she's like, you know, I've got this old PlayStation stuff, and you can have it. And I was like, well, you know, awesome, appreciate that. So I just happened to kind of look in the boxes, you know, and packed it away with the rest of the stuff that was already boxed up. And I'm just now got around to actually looking in here. So I knew the racing wheel was in there. I could see the joystick. I didn't know there would be a whole console in there. I thought maybe just some controllers. I didn't even know for sure if there were games in there, but yeah, this is what came out of that box. So I helped somebody out, and I got a free PlayStation collection out of it. So you guys will have to let me know, is there any hidden gems in there? But I don't have my original PlayStation anymore. Like I said, I sold it a long time ago, so I am going to hook this back up. I'm going to get a lot of my old gaming systems going, get me a setup going somewhere in the room here, and actually go back and play some of these games. Looking forward to playing Gran Turismo. A lot of these other games I've never played. Some of them I've never even heard of. But yeah, that's what I got. So thanks for checking out this free PlayStation collection that I got here. And until next time, everybody, I will see you next video.